Greetings. I've been thinking long and hard about what my next video would be and what I would talk about, what I would discuss, what I would choose to tackle. And throughout the whole week, the thing that kept coming up over and over and over again was love. So I said, you know what? Let me touch on it. Let me talk about love because that seems to be a subject that a lot of people want to dismiss or decide not to talk about, decide to just say, you know what, let's switch subjects. Let's talk about something else. But today, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about love. We're going to tackle it. Let's talk for a second. Again, I'm Britton Harvest, and I am your favorite speaker. But love, L-O-V-E, not L-U-V, not emoji heart, not any of the other characters that you decide to use when you're talking about love. L-O-V-E is what we're going to discuss today. And when I say L-U-V, and we're not talking about L-U-V, is because a lot of times people like to minimize what love is. When you're texting someone back and forth and they tell you, hey, love you, and I reply back, I love you too, that's unacceptable. If someone tells you that they love you, I want you to put the I in front of it. I want you to personalize your message to me. Don't sit up here and tell me, love you, or okay, babe, or all right. No, if you love something, say it. I want you to become vulnerable. That's what love is. Love is unconditional. And a lot of times people are afraid to become vulnerable because when you're vulnerable, you are showing all of your fears, showing all of your insecurities. You are becoming naked. And that's what I like to tell people all the time. I want you to become naked. I want you to show me a side of you that has been dormant for so long that whenever we get to that point or whenever we dive to that depth, all of a sudden it makes you feel uneasy. All of a sudden it makes you feel as though, I don't know if we want to talk about this. I don't know if I want to touch that because that's a side of me that has been suppressed and I don't really like the way I feel when we talk about it because it makes me feel kind of mushy. Well, guess what? You should feel mushy because that's what love is. Love expresses a side of you that when you are feeling love and when you love yourself, it shows. It shows in your actions. It shows in your way of speaking. It shows how you carry yourself. When you love something, guess what? You would not want to see any harm done to it. So if I'm in a relationship and I tell the woman that I'm dating that I love her, but then I turn around 2 or 3 weeks later and decide that, you know what, there's another woman over here that's actually showing me some attention and she has a little figure or she may have some personality or she may have a physique that really catches my eye. If I decide to entertain that woman, guess what? I'm not in love with the woman that I'm dating. I'm not even halfway in love with her. Because when you love something, you don't want to see any harm or hurt done to it. So if you're going to put your significant other in a position to where they will become hurt, that's not love. That's not love. You don't love her. You probably enjoy the things that she could do for you or that she does for you, but you don't love her. Because if you love something, why would you want to see it hurt? When you love something, why would you want to put it through pain? When you love something, why would you want their heart broken? Because what you fail to realize is when someone's heart is broken, you know how long it would take to mend that heart back together again? It takes a long time. It takes sometimes years. It's hard for somebody to get naked again once the person that they have become naked with abuses them. Takes their feelings not into consideration, but takes them for granted and decides to say, you know what? I've got what I wanted. Now that I've gotten what I want, let me see what else is out there. Let me go over here to this side. Let me go over here to that side. Matter of fact, let me entertain the person that I work with every day because she's my work boo. And you all know what work boos are. Nah, that's not love. You don't love your woman, nor do you love your man if you're entertaining your man and not at the same time you got somebody else that you're entertaining on the side. That's not love. And we as a society, we've gotten so accustomed to the point where we can have our cake and we can eat it too. And we can have the cherry on top, which means we can have the person that we're dating or that we're supposedly committed to along with we can have a work boo, along with we can have a side piece, along with we can have any and everybody that we choose to have, because guess what? To us, it's just a game. We're not in love. We use the word so loosely, but that's not love. You don't love the person that you're with. You don't love the fact that, you know what? This woman has really been there for me. She's really had my back when the chips were down. And all of a sudden now I've gotten myself back on my feet. And the first thing I'm going to do is sit up here and hurt her. The first thing I'm going to do is sit up here and say, you know what? I really, really care about you, but there's another girl that I really like. That's not love. Love is unconditional. Love is not LUV. Love is not just an emoji. Love is passion. Love means, you know what? I love myself enough, and I see love in you because you are an extension of me, that I would dare to put you through that type of torment. I would dare cause harm to you. I would dare to sit up here and put you in a position to where it's going to cause friction, not only in our relationship, but in our family. Especially if kids are involved. When kids are involved, you got to take all of that into consideration when you're making choices. And if you still choose to entertain the side piece, or entertain your work boo, or entertain the women who are showing you attention at the moment because that's temporary, and disregard the person that has had you or been in your corner since day one, you don't love them. That's not love. You're not, you know what's funny? Because I tell people this all the time. What was a 180 in my life? I'm going to tell you. A 180 in my life was this. I started spending quality time with me. I realized that there's a side of me that was dormant, and it didn't come to the surface until I had my son. My son taught me how to love. My son taught me that, you know what? No matter what, Dad, I got you. No matter what, you still the superhero in my eyes. No matter what, regardless of what it is that you do, I see you as a God. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner. I'm saying it in when somebody views you in that light, when somebody really loves you, they think the world of you. And that's part of the reason why people get pets. Just being frank and honest with you, because a pet is going to give you that unconditional love no matter what. No matter how your day was when you was at work, when you come through that door, that pet is going to jump on you, that pet is going to lick all over you, and it's going to wag its tail, and all of a sudden everything that happened prior to that moment doesn't matter. Same thing in a relationship. When you are involved with somebody, when you are supposedly in a relationship, and the person that you are dating does not give you that same treatment or love on you and kiss on you and damn shit wag his tail when you come through the door, that person is not crazy about you. And people look for things to substitute that feeling because you're not giving it to them, because you don't love them. You sitting up here telling them, hey, I love you, I care about you, or I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt you, but yeah, your actions are saying something totally different. When you have love for yourself, and when you love yourself unconditionally first, then you can begin to express that love through actions with everybody else that you come in contact with. But you first have to love yourself. And guess what? If you don't love yourself, your actions are the reason why. Your actions define or explain the love that you have for yourself. Because if you did have love for yourself, you wouldn't sit up here and do the things that you're doing. You wouldn't sit up here and put the people through the torment that you're putting them through. Think about it. When was the last time you sat to yourself, nobody else around, when the smoke clears and the dust settles, and realize who you are as a person to the core? You're not a skeleton. You're not a frame. There's a being inside of you. And that being is a soul which consists of energy, which is full of love. And we as a society have gotten away from that. We've gotten away from, you know what, being vulnerable. And so what I want to teach you all, or what I want to express upon you, is this. Your actions should follow suit. If you love yourself, then your actions should follow suit no matter what it is that you're doing. Quit worrying about the outcome. Quit worrying about how they're going to take or how they're going to sit up here and what they're going to think about you when you sit up here and you become vulnerable and you become naked. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because if you are expressing yourself in a lovely fashion, you're cool with that outcome. You're accepting of the outcome, because love does not come with conditions, nor does it come with somebody that's expecting something in return. I don't expect anything when I do what I do. I do it because I want to do it and I love you. And if I'm expecting something in return, then I'm not doing it out of love. I'm not doing it out of love. You know why I'm doing it? Because it's conditional. And I'm doing it because based on the condition, if I do this for you, this is what I'm expecting in return. But as you see, if I do it because I'm not expecting anything and I'm doing it because this is who I am, in the core of who I am, and this is just me, and when the smoke clears and the dust settles, like I said earlier, this is me. This is who I am. I'm love. And if I'm love, I have no choice but to express it. I have no choice but to show you, hey, when you with me, or when you in the vicinity of me, or if I come in contact with you, what's mine is yours. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, we all have had help along the way. And I want you all to realize that. I want you all to know that no matter what, express love. Express love and learn to love yourself. Because when you learn to love yourself, then everything else that you do outside of that is going to be along those lines. You're going to be in alignment with love. And you're going to start gravitating towards love. But when you don't love yourself, and there are some things about you that you haven't tackled yet, and you've just you just want to suppress them, guess what? Those are the things that you're going to be gravitated towards. You're going to be gravitated towards doubt. You're going to be gravitated towards insecurity. You're going to be gravitated towards hatred. Because that's how you feel deep down inside. Learn to love yourself. And when you learn to love yourself, then you train people how to treat you. When things are not in alignment with how it is that you view yourself or how it is that you feel about yourself, you don't tolerate it. You dismiss it. Because you love yourself too much to put yourself through that torment. And, I mean, I can't say it any other way. Breadcrumbs. Random acts of kindness. That's all it is.